Okay, so this is a follow-up to that 2005 Nissan Armada that we put chains on. Some lovely little carnage. So it lived about 90 miles, ended up biting the dust. What ended up happening is the timing chain, that's the driver's side chain, or the passenger side chain, that one is just fine. This is the passenger side chain put on, and as you can see, the whole chain fell apart because they did not properly swage this at the factory. So now I've got a dead motor with bent valves in the driver's cylinder head. The only downside is that when this thing let go, as the engine continued to run, and so all the valves are bent on the driver's side cylinder head, and then this chain, after it let go, wrapped up and punched a hole right through the oil pump. So the engine continued to run with zero oil pressure. This motor is absolutely junk. When I tried to re-crank it to see if it would restart after it had stalled, it would not re-crank. Or it was cranking very, very, very slow, which is a sign of a main bearing failure, of bearing seizing. And when it was cranking, you could hear a lack of compression on about half the cylinders. So that motor is now junk. Here's more of the carnage and pieces of it. Just absolutely came apart. And every one of these pins that are loose that I pulled out of the top of the oil pan after re-pulling that cover off, every single one of these will slide in and out. So the back side of the chain was never swedged. They never finished manufacturing this. They threw it in a box, and it was sold to me. Now, here's the issue. Here's where this real nightmare begins, because had I have ordered this set through O'Reilly or AutoZone or Napa or whoever else, normal suppliers, what they would have done is they would have sent me warranty claim paperwork. I would have filled it out, sent it in, sent these parts in to the manufacturer. They would have reviewed it, issued, and paid out a claim. In this case, we're looking at an engine. Now, this is where the real nightmare begins, because if you remember, we ordered this chain and a complete timing set from Rock Auto. Well, Rock Auto, if you didn't know, is one of the absolute worst to try to get warranty claims done through. So they do not offer any kind of a warranty on this. The only thing they will do is send me a replacement chain or refund me the $335 for the parts. Problem is that this poorly manufactured component took out an engine. So now I'm on the hook for a motor that I now have to replace. And fortunately, after trying to deal with Rock Auto and never being able to get a hold of, finally got a hold of one guy one time, and he said, you need to get online, submit the claim. And I went, I'm not submitting the claim because you guys either want to issue a refund for the part or send me a replacement part. A replacement part does nothing for me. The motor's junk. If this thing had been properly manufactured, I wouldn't even be going through this. But they said they will not do anything other than replace the motor or replace the part, or issue a refund for the part. So I refused to do that, because then that waives all of my rights in regards to the warranty on this chain. So if I submitted that claim, what they would do is they would wash their hands of it, refund the money, and now I'm out an engine. So what I ended up doing was getting a hold of the manufacturer. In this case, this is SA Gear. This is one of the crank sprockets. Right there, USA, made in the US of A. These guys are out of Chicago, Illinois. I am less than impressed with the quality of this. I understand stuff happens and stuff slips. We're going to see how this goes, and I will get you guys an update video after what SA says. I talked with them this morning. They said that I needed to submit a couple of things, the receipt from Rock Auto, installation date, and a number of other things, and then mail this to them. So this is getting mailed to them. I've now got documentation of just an absolute poorly manufactured component made right here in the US of A. You would think it would be quality stuff. You would be wrong. Welcome to modern America. I can't trust anything that's coming from the manufacturers because it's all being made in China. When you do finally find a manufacturer still here in the United States, this is the kind of quality that you get. Anyways, I'll have an update for you guys. I'm trying not to curse and swear here because this has just been an absolute nightmare. This thing lived maybe 90 miles before that chain came to pieces. It then wadded up and punched a hole in my oil pan, or in my oil pump, which lost all pressure, all oil pressure. Main bearings are junk. This engine is absolute garbage. So we'll see what ends up happening. I'll get you guys an update video on this, see if they are actually a decent company. As far as Rock Auto goes, my recommendation is if you're going to order parts from them, make sure that they're not liable to take out other components, because I'm between a rock and a hard place now with a dead engine, and they're not doing anything for me. All of their customer support is all online. It's all done by a computer. I'm starting to wonder if they even have employees, or if all it is just a bot service that takes the order, submits it to the individual distributors of these parts, the individual manufacturers, and then they actually mail it out. So this is an absolute nightmare. I hope none of you guys ever run into this. As of right now, I would not recommend SA Gear or Rock Auto. Let's see what they do with their warranty, because the passenger side chain did survive. He's still intact. He's still in one piece, with no abnormal wear. Everything looks good. All the sprockets on the driver's side looked fine. On the passenger side, all the sprockets looked just a-okay fine. It was not an oiling issue. We had plenty of oil pressure. I have done many of these chains on the Titans and Armadas, VQ35s, the Zs, and I don't recommend it. I mean, you want quality, you want a warranty on it. You know, I'd recommend you go through either the dealer, which is going to absolutely clean you out for these kind of parts. I called just to look and price, and they were $350 just for the chains. That didn't include tensioners, that didn't include sprockets, that didn't include anything else. Just the chains was $350. So, but you can trust dealer quality components. So stick to the Japanese-made parts for your Japanese-made cars. All right, I'm ranting too much. Have a great one, you guys, but do not order timing sets or any other components on Rock Auto that have the ability to knock out any parts. Sorry, I got my little one here sitting on my lap, and she's done with the video, so have a great one.